My hair has been popping recently. It's beautiful how when you start taking care of your hair, like, it actually does the thing you want it to do. I don't know. Anyway, welcome back. We're talking about brown girls today. We're gonna be moving away from black women, taking a break a little bit, and we're going to be focusing on two brown women who have done really great things in the film and media industry. We'll be focusing on people who are alive and well and who are currently making history. So I know I've been talking about people in history, but how about people making history? So the two people, one of them has a web series out, a book, and she is a Pakistani Muslim American. Her name is Fatima Asghar. She is amazing. The show is called Brown Girls. It's a web series right now, but it is currently in production to become an HBO series. And HBO is the same place that Insecure is on, so I'm like, HBO is pretty much like the wokest place on television right now. So this series is basically about two women of color. They're both living in Chicago, and it's just kind of about their lives and touches on many topics: sexuality, asexuality for women, LGBTQ issues, religion, and just a bunch of other cool stuff. And in an interview, she talks about brown girls and her purpose in creating it and her inspirations and all that stuff.
Brownness is so many things, right? Like brownness is, it can be indigenous, it can be Latinx, it can be Desi, it can be, it can be black, it can be anything, right? And it's kind of this way, I was looking at it as a way of like building active solidarity, to be like, this is a word that is like an invitation for solidarity, and that's kind of where I was coming from.
So like, she's super eloquent, she's super smart, totally talented, and she's only like in her late 20s, and I'm just like, oh my god, she inspires me a lot. Fun fact, the show is based off her friendship with one of my favorite black female artists, Jamila Woods, who is totally underrated. Definitely listen to her stuff. I'm putting a link in the description. You have no choice but to listen to her stuff. But she's really great, and they're best friends, and I'm just like, that makes so much sense. They're both two amazing women of color who both need to be recognized more, and they both inspire me. Like, it's coincidence?
I think not!
In addition to Brown Girls, she also has a book out called If They Come For Us. It's a book of poetry, and it's really, really great. Like, it's centered on kind of the struggle of identity of a lot of other Pakistani American Muslim women identify with Desi culture, what they experience in America. And I'm like, this is so relevant. My best friend is Pakistani Muslim American, and a lot of the things in the book is stuff that I've heard her talk about, and having that on the page being voiced and published is truly phenomenal, truly something that the world definitely needs. So I encourage you to pick up a copy. I sat in a Barnes & Nobles in New York reading it, and I just, every single poem, I was like, gotta take a picture of that, gotta take a picture of that, that's amazing, like everything was just phenomenal. So definitely get yourself a copy. So our next brown female extraordinaire is a Saudi woman. Her name is Haifa Al-Mansour, hope I'm saying her name right, and she is probably the woman film director of Saudi Arabia. Why do I say the instead of a? Because she's literally like the only one. And she made a movie in 2012 called Wajah, and it focuses on a girl, a Saudi Arabian girl. She enters a competition to recite the Quran, and if she can, well, she wins the competition, then she wins a bike. So, I mean, when I read this, at first I was like, oh, that's cute. Like, oh, she's gonna win a bike, yay. But, like, in the context of Saudi Arabia, like, the bike represents mobility and movement out of the oppression that women face on a day-to-day basis there. So it was a very controversial film, not just about the content, but about the fact that she was a woman making this content. And I don't even know how she got around Saudi Arabian laws to even make this film, but she did it, and it got critical acclaim. Pretty sure it won some awards. If it didn't, it should. It's got like a really high percentage on Rotten Tomatoes, so if that means something. And yeah, I mean, I want to watch it myself, but the premise, it sounds really, it's like a simple concept that means so much. And as a filmmaker, to communicate that is just great. Like, I think that's the purpose, or should be one of the purpose behind making film and making stories and content. Like, it's great that you can tell a good story, but you know, what's the message that you're trying to send? And I'm not saying that everything has to have some kind of like political ulterior motive and have some kind of hidden agenda behind it, but it should at least resonate with somebody some way and change the way they see something. So she also directed a couple other films. She made a film about Mary Shelley, who you know wrote Frankenstein. She also directed Napplily Ever After, which is probably the only rom-com that I like to this day. Spoiler alert, ignore the subplot with the parents because I think it's kind of weird and unnecessary and unneeded. Like, the dad's an underwear model for some reason. They like divorce or separate because she's just like, how could he be an underwear model? He's like 62. And I'm just like, why is this a thing? Like, this is totally distracting from the plot.
Why?
But anyway, I'm just going on a ramble about it. Still watch it. It's a good movie. It's about black girl hair. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, these two brown women are doing a lot right now in the industry. Fatima Asghar is on her way to the top, I'm pretty sure. Her, Issa Rae, and Jamila Woods should form like a power trio and like just kind of like rule the world together, and I will be going in there as their apprentice. And you know, Haifa Al-Mansour, you know, she's been rising to the ranks, directed a couple films, probably gonna be doing a lot more stuff, so look out for her in the credits of your local movies. And yeah, that's my spiel. Let's see how many more videos I can crank out for March. And coming soon are probably other videos with more content that isn't directly related to this topic, so we shall see. But until then, peace out, y'all. You already know. See ya.